Alrighty, guys, what's up? We're back again. I wanted to go ahead and share something. I think my last video said I think we all need to be creating something. I think creating is an ability that we all have. As I've been reading in my last book, in personal life, if we can think, we can create, right? So that means we all should be creating something. It's just something that you're able to use your other parts of your brain, adapt to certain things that you never would have probably otherwise used, and it's kind of like awakening parts of your brain that never were used because you kind of get used to the routine on a day-to-day basis whenever you go to a job or a career that you're in that you're not passionate about. It's a routine. It's kind of like a schedule that you do every day, same thing. So your mind is kind of working on a repetitive motion, right? So you're not really using creative parts of your brain. Um, Again, some people can tap into it while they're doing the jobs. They find ways to bring their part of themselves into it and create certain things. But for the most part, every job has a blueprint, right? And it's like you do this, you do this, you do that, and it has a routine. And then you're just like doing whatever anybody is. You could be easily replaceable, right? And that's what I've learned. We can all be replaceable, no matter how good you think you are. You can be replaced. That's just the way life is. But moving forward, creativity, I think has a passion to it. I think I always said I want to find what's my passion, and I think me personally, I believe that when you start thinking of ways to make something, whatever it is that you want to make better, that is a passion because to create, you have to have a passion for whatever you're creating. You can't just create something that you don't really have passion for. Most of the time, you have a passion for something. Everybody has their own passion or something that they might intrigue them, right? Everything intrigues people. So this comes from, I was watching a documentary by Travis Scott on Netflix. It talks about how his upright upbringing and basically how he blew up within the last year. But he's been doing it for the last couple of years. It wasn't like he just did it 1 year and he blew up. He's been on it for a couple of years. I think maybe 5 or 6 years. But in the beginning, obviously there was like 10 people going to his show, right? But he loved what he was doing. And this is very inspirational to me because doing what I'm doing now, I don't have a lot of following, but I love it, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. So he kept on putting in the work, kept on working, and I think now it's like this fifth year. He hits a track that became famous. He blows up, Grammy nominations, Super Bowl performance, all these things that are milestones for artists, and he did it in 1 year. So his first year actually being big, right? And what an inspiration, right? So what I've noticed that even though he did all these things on his live shows and his tour that he was doing, he was very passionate about the details and how the show was portrayed and how performances were the detail, all the details that were in the performance. He was very much involved in everything. You would think that he had somebody to do that for. No, he was involved in everything. He had like a vision that he wanted. And you would think with all these accolades and all this money, he would not care what he was giving to people. No, he did. He had a passion about giving people a an experience, right? An experience that that he wants people to get their money's worth when they go watch him perform. And that is something that I've seen in a lot of artists. They're passionate about their craft. So if that's something that we humans, or as we call it, we are naturally supposed to be, accessing, it's tough to access it when you're going somewhere you don't want to be, right? It's tough to access that because you're not really able to, be passionate about that because it's not where you want to be. So I think it's easier said than done, right? Because we got to pay the bills, we got to go out there and make the money, as they call it, and survive. But I think that is where we need to flip the switch and start telling ourselves, what do I like to create, right? What do I like to create? Is it businesses? Is it art? Is it music? Is it, for me, videos? What is it? What is it you like to create? What is it that you think about on more than a little? Because I personally, for me, there's a great quote from Earl Nightingale that I heard when I was in my motivation, because I love to hear motivational stuff in the morning. And he says, "You become what you think about." So what is it that you think about all day? And if you're not accessing that, you're not even trying that out, or even giving it a little bit of like some type of an hour a day or half an hour, of that, whatever you think about all day, then you need to really reevaluate. Like, you're thinking about this all day. That is what you need to start, putting your feet in there, as I say, tiptoe in the water, and then start slowly merging your way in. Then basically you're full diving in the ocean. But if you don't want to leap, start tiptoeing in there. Get your feet wet and start understanding what it is you think about all day. Let me know, guys, what you guys think. Start creating. Peace.